Here's a quick bike check on my Carbonda FM1001 bike that I built here. Had it for about, 3 weeks. I put about 100 miles on it or so. As far as I can tell, this frame is the exact same frame that's used in the KHS 6600, as well as the Sherpa Massif. So it's just a Chinese catalog frame, but it had really up-to-date geometry as far as like Chinese carbon fiber frames go, and so that's why I went with it. Got a good deal on this Pike Ultimate. It's from like last model year or so, so I think I paid about $600 for that. The shock that I went with is a Super Deluxe Ultimate, and I think I only paid $200 for that from fanaticbike.com. The bearings that are used up here in the top of this shock are from Real World Cycling. They're needle bearings. Now I tried to save some money anywhere that I could on this as building it, so I used some cheap Chinese parts from AliExpress also. Some of those parts are these cheap carbon bars. My stem does not match color-wise at all, but I've been super happy with it. This is 35 mil thickness bars, 35 by 780, and this stem is like, I don't know, some cheap knockoff stem off AliExpress. It's got, I think it's 32 millimeter length, but it's for 35 mil thickness bars. The saddle is just a cheap carbon saddle. This dropper post is also a cheap Chinese dropper post, but it's used on the I think the KHS 6600 uses this exact same saddle too. This is just the Exaform 900i. I'm about 5 feet 9 inches tall. I went with the size large frame. I went with a size large frame because after checking all the dimensions, like of the effective top tube and the reach, it was pretty small for a size large. And I'm 5'9", so typically I fall about the middle to the top end of a size medium bikes from most manufacturers. This wheel set, it's a Sunringle Duroc 30. So the internal width of those wheels is about 26-27 millimeters. The spokes are DT Swiss, and the hubs are these Cruiser hubs. They're very cheap and they work great. My brother's put them on a couple different bikes. My brother built this wheel set for me, and it feels great. It was a massive upgrade, and it's considerably lighter than like the wheel set that came on. Like, I have a giant Fathom 29, and I've posted a couple other videos on. Anyways, here's some other cheap stuff that I use. I use the Advent X group set. So it's a 11 to 48 tooth range, and it worked really well. It was a good area to save money and save weight. I've been very happy with that. This is just a cheap crank set I got off AliExpress. It's aluminum. I've been very happy with that too. It's pretty nice. The only thing that I had to replace right away was the bottom bracket that came with it. I torqued this thing down to the specs that it says on here. Apparently it was applying pressure to that bottom bracket and broke, so I replaced it with a Shimano MT5 bottom bracket. These pedals are 1-up composite pedals, and I've been very impressed with the grip. For this right here, I just put some black mastic tape. Well, let's see here, what else here? I don't think I went over the travel of this. The fork is 150 millimeters of travel. RockShox Pike Ultimate, 42 millimeter offset. And the rear, this is a 185 by 55 RockShox Super Deluxe Ultimate, and that equates to 135 millimeters of travel here on the rear wheel. These tires that I went with, I have been really impressed with these tires. It's a Wolfpack Cross in the rear, 29 by 2.4, and a Wolfpack Trail in the front, 29 by 2.4. And they are very, very light, and they grip really well for the size. I've been super impressed by these. And I just happened to stumble across these online doing a bunch of research on tires, and found out that the guy who helped work on the Schwalbe Addicts compound, the Continental Black Chili compound, and the Specialized Gripton compound started his own tire company, and it is this, Wolfpack and it is great. I've got these both set up tubeless. Very, very happy with them. So any questions in the comments? Oh, one last thing. I got a set of Shimano MT5s to both front and rear. Very, very happy with those. I just used cheap Amazon choice rotors there. But overall, I have been very impressed with this bike. It rides so well. I think the total weight's about a little over 29 pounds. So for a fairly long travel trail bike, it's very, very light. Anyways, I hope I didn't leave anything out here. If you have any questions, post in the comments. Thanks.